I'm from America. That's what we're saying. Just like a Jamaican, just like a no, hold on. Just like somebody from Jamaica, they're not going to say what country in Africa they're from. Somebody in Haiti is not going to say what country from. They're going to say they're Haitian
because they were closer from what is it called, the triangular slave
but
trade.
Then when you ask them that question, they're not going to have a definitive answer.
That's because they're already in their own community of Caribbeans, the Haitians, Jamaicans. They're all like in one bowl. But
Black Americans are in their own bowl as well.
The
like
reason
that's what I'm saying.
That's why
questioned.
That's why Africans feel that way, because they feel like because you don't know where you come from, which is not by fault by Africans.
We know where we come from. We come from America, just like Jamaicans
I guess it's just more,
come from Jamaica. Like, what is the difference?
I think it's just more relatable from an African to see another African and be like, oh, where you come from? Oh, I'm from Ghana. I'm from this place. And they know so much about their culture because they do this, and this. So I feel like that's why they feel like you know so much about your culture in Africa. So that's why they're like, well, Americans don't know, because honestly, you guys don't know. When Africans come to America, they're busting their behinds to get degrees, become doctors, lawyers, and stuff like that. So when Africans look at African Americans, they're like, these people have credit cards. We don't even have credit cards. These people are not even working, and we come here and we busting our asses. Now we're doing this. We're now six figures, and these people have all these years to become all these great jobs and careers, and they're not doing anything. I'm just saying this is what they're saying. Yeah, this is the conversation. It's like, y'all have all this time to get free money, free loans, and we don't get that back at home.
Yeah, but
y'all get that when y'all come here, though.
Exactly, and guess what? We're right here, and y'all are still here.
There's a lot of grants and loans and different situations.
The people from here is not getting them loans that y'all come here and get, though.
You said, what you just said?
No, I said there's a lot of...
That's the point that they're proving. The people here are not even getting it. So it's like, what are y'all doing?
No, I'm saying the black people here are not getting them same opportunities that y'all come from y'all Africa and come here and get. We don't get those.
Considering not just Africans, everybody, all the other countries are considering y'all as being lazy, because it's like, why aren't y'all getting these? Why y'all not busting y'all asses to? Y'all should be better than the Chinese. Y'all Americans. Y'all should be better than America. Y'all should be better than Chinese people who coming over here.
But the thing is,
my question is, what are the opportunities that you think that we have over?
That's different, right?
The grants, the loans, the scholarships, and stuff.
We're getting more than you guys.
I don't understand what. No, I've never heard of anything.
Are y'all seeing what's going on with the immigrants right now and how the benefits that they're...
Family, this is a very sensitive conversation between Africans and African Americans. What you just heard reflects a real tension that has existed for years, not because we are enemies, but because our histories are different. Africans grew up inside their cultures, while African Americans were forcibly disconnected from theirs through slavery. My goal in this video is not to argue or choose sides, but to help us understand each other better. Misunderstanding weakens us, understanding strengthens us. Let's listen to the second clip.
Why are black Africans doing way better than African Americans?
Because it's not race. It's not race. The people that are willing to cross the Atlantic Ocean, you're already selecting for a hyper. Do you think poor people from Kenya are coming to the United States?
They are.
You think poor? No, they're not. Nigerians in the United States are the highest immigrant group of PhDs. More than white people, more than Chinese people, more than anybody else. Some of your most highly educated groups of people in the United States are people from Kenya, are people from Nigeria. The experience of an African immigrant in the United States is way different than the experience of an African American. If you're an African immigrant, you might as well be white or European.
What?
Yes.
What are you talking about?
Just what part of that do you understand? If you're an African immigrant coming to the United States, your outcomes in life, the places that you live, the education you have, you're more on par with an upper class white person than you are with a person who's a descendant of slavery.
The biggest difference is the mindset. It's not the circumstances,
it's not the mindset.
Environment.
It's the families that you come from. Somebody that comes from a family that's driven enough to get their children or themselves to move to the United States from Africa, this is a highly driven family. This is a lot different than somebody whose great-grandparents weren't allowed to buy a house in the city because they were redlined out by a bank in the United States.
Highly driven is a mindset.
Bro, literally speaking, I get what you're saying, but you can't say that because people might get inspired from watching a TV show. You don't know why they came here. So you can't really say that.
No, but I'm saying you're selecting for the people that were inspired enough to come over.
What this speaker describes is real. Many African immigrants arrive highly educated and driven, but we must also recognize that African Americans face decades of redlining, segregation, and economic exclusion. Success is not only mindset, it is also opportunity. Hard work matters, but history matters too. Both truths must stand together.
Okay, there's a lot of things we can use as an excuse to hold us back, to not to reach our potential. But it's up to us to look past that. You know, like me coming from Africa, I came here to better my life, my family. I'm the only one here. And since I have been here, there's a lot of bad things that happen to me. There's also a lot of good things that happen to me. us African or African American, we need to like look past like racism and not just focus on our own goal. Like, what do we want to achieve? We need to stop using the word racism when we don't get something or when something don't go our way, and just keep trying.
I've been waiting to disagree with you, my brother. I'm waiting patiently. The thing is, even though I want to disagree with you, I get where you're coming from. When I see black people talking about racism, all that stuff, I'm like, what is wrong with these people? You guys have food, you have EBT, all this thing, and you're here shouting about somebody is racist too. Just leave that person and move on. I feel that way. Like, why are they always like complaining? But when Black Lives Matters started happening, like, I sat down, I said, I need to actually know why these people are pained. And if we look at the history, what they've done to them, like if you actually sit down, watch some documentaries, how they were maltreated, I don't think if I'm actually born, I will forgive those people. I don't care. It's easier for us Africans that were raised in Africa to feel like they're complaining because we were raised through struggle. Like, I barely even have water, and you have water, you're complaining. But then it's not about the basic necessity or about how we are raised. We are raised like, I don't want to say way better. We might not have resources, but there's some way, like our own people will not look down on us or put us behind. So it's in they're nurtured that way. Like, they just can't overlook it. And if you sit down and watch everything that the forefathers have been through for you, I changed my mind. No, they need to be angry. However, they should still move forward.
What we see here is two valid perspectives. Africans emphasize resilience and moving forward. African Americans emphasize justice and accountability. The truth is, we need both. Healing does not mean forgetting, and progress does not mean ignoring history. Family, Africans and African Americans are not rivals. We are one people shaped by different journeys. Instead of fighting each other, let us listen more, judge less, and build together. Our strength is greater when we stand as one. Family, if this conversation made you think, made you reflect, or helped you see things from another angle, please hit the like button so more people can hear these important perspectives. Leave your thoughts in the comments, respectfully. Let's talk to each other, not at each other. Different opinions are not enemies, they are opportunities to learn. If you believe in African unity, Black solidarity, and honest conversations like this, subscribe to Voice of Africa and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update. Above all, let's choose understanding over anger, dialogue over division, and love over hatred. Africa and the diaspora are stronger together, and together we will rise.